It is time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. And you never know, it could be yours.
It could be yours. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, has he crossed the line with his play sister? Dear Stephen Shirley, my husband told me his life story when we met. He was adopted when he was 7 years old, so he has two siblings that are not his blood relatives, but they're really close, like real sisters and brothers. There's another woman, Carmen, that's been in his life since he was a teenager. He said she stayed with his family for a while, so he thought of her as his big sister. I didn't meet Carmen until 2 weeks before our wedding, and she wasn't nice to me. My husband said Carmen is territorial over him, like a big sister would be. I told my husband that Carmen would learn to love me like everyone else, and I didn't stress him about it. It wasn't until she came to town recently that I noticed that Carmen is more than a big sister figure in my husband's life. I overheard him telling Carmen that I am a good lover and I take care of him just like she always has. I told him what I heard, and I asked if it meant what I thought it meant. He refused to answer the question, and he said it's because he'd never lied to me about something like that. I took it to mean that he and Carmen had crossed the line at some point over the years. When she was at our house visiting, I noticed her grab his earlobe a few times, and she watches as he walked out of the room once or twice. It's been driving me crazy now that I suspect something went down with them. My husband said it's not what I think, but he loves Carmen and he always will. He said that he told me everything about his past that I needed to know. What do you think they're hiding? Should I talk to Carmen? Oh, okay. I'm with you on this one. What kind of sister-wife situationship is he involved with? I mean, really, this definitely doesn't feel right. They're way too close, and there are no boundaries in place for Miss Carmen now that he's married. And why are there secrets about the two of them that he's keeping from you? You said he told you his life story when you guys met, and he said that he told you everything about his past that you needed to know, but clearly he left something out. I mean, a big chunk of this relationship concerning he and Carmen. Then you asked him a direct question about whether he and Carmen had slept together, and he refused to answer you, saying he didn't want to lie to you about something like that. I mean, what does that mean? And by the way, not answering is an answer. Huh?
That was a good one.
Not answering here. You approve of that lie. You approve of it. Not answering is an answer. Carmen wasn't nice to you, you said, and she's disrespectful, of course. The woman grabbed your man's earlobes right in front of you. And I'm just amazed at you that you didn't check her right then and there. She's out of line in your house. That's why you don't need to talk to her. Your problem is with your husband, who is stupid to think that it is okay to have another woman, a play big sister, as he calls her, come into the house and try to run you over. I mean, this is craziness. Let him know how you feel. Tell him Carmen is no longer welcome in the house. And yes, you know they crossed the line. They did many times. That's why she can't get over the fact that he's moved on and married you. Steve?
Well, there's several things to this letter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot in it. You say your husband told your life story when y'all met. Said he was adopted when he was 7. Two kids lived in the house. They grew up like they was real brothers and sisters. And then there was this other woman named Carmen that's been in his life since he was a teenager. She stayed with his family for a while, so he thought of her as a big sister. You ain't meet Carmen until 2 weeks before y'all wedding, and then Carmen wasn't really nice to you, and then said your husband told you that Carmen was territorial over him, like any big sister would be. You said, don't worry about it. She gonna learn to love me like everybody else, so don't worry about it, right? And then you overheard him telling Carmen that you are a good lover and you take care of him just like she always has. My man.
What's the pause for, Steve?
Because here it go right here. Just the line. I told him I heard and I asked if it meant what I thought it meant. Here's the most beautiful, this one right here. I ain't never used this one. But boy, I'm going to have to incorporate this. No, this is so good. I told him that I heard and I asked him if it meant what I thought it meant. He refused to answer the question. And he said it's because he never lied to me about something like that. Boy.
What does that mean?
Boy, what do that mean? I'm not going to answer that question. Because I would never lie to you about a thing like that.
That's an answer.
Lord have mercy. It may be an answer.
It is.
But it's a good one, though. It is, that one right there got goodness and mercy wrote all over it. Anyway, I took it to mean that he and Carmen had crossed the line at some point over the years. Now, that's highly possible. That could have happened. But you said it right here in the letter that he and Carmen had crossed the line at some point over the years. So, what that got to do with you?
Hang on, Steve. Hang on. All right. We'll have part 2 of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject is, has he crossed the line with his play sister? We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
If you're a homeowner, you know it took years of saving, planning, and hard work to get in the door. Then make that house a home. Now, all that effort has built something hugely valuable. Equity is the portion of your home you truly own that can be tapped to fund what's next. And Rocket Mortgage is here to help you turn your home's equity into cash. Fund your next dream with Rocket Mortgage. Visit rocketmortgage.com today to find out more. Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. The subject is, has he crossed the line with his play sister?
This one got a lot in it right here. This woman's been married for a long time to her husband. And told her his life story, adopted when he was 7, grew up in a family, had 2 brother and sister he considered real sisters and everything. And then there's another woman that came and stayed with him when they was teenagers named Carmen, and he considered her his big sister. The lady didn't meet Carmen until 2 weeks before their wedding, and Carmen wasn't nice to her at all. She told her husband, don't worry about it, she'll grow to love me like everybody else. Well, and then he told her Carmen is territorial over him like a big sister would be. Anyway, it wasn't until she came to town recently that she noticed Carmen is more than a big sister figure in my husband's life. The lady overheard him telling Carmen that I'm a good lover and I take care of him just like she always has. Then the lady said, I told him I heard what I heard and I asked what it meant and what I thought it meant. I asked him if it meant what I thought it meant. He refused to answer the question. Sweetest line I've ever heard. He said it because he never lied to me about something like that. Listen, don't make me lie to you.
What?
Wow. That's outstanding right there. That one right there. Don't make me lie to you. Now, I'm not going to answer that question about was she more than me, because I would never lie to you about something like that. I took it to mean that he and Carmen had crossed the line at some point over the years. When she was at her house visiting, I noticed her grab his earlobe a few times. Yeah, my big sister grabbed my earlobe, but it was more of a tearing motion.
Yeah, you're real.
Yeah. And then I noticed her grab his earlobe a few times, and she watched as he walked out of the room once or twice. It's been driving me crazy now that I suspect something went down with them. My husband said it's not what I think, but he loves Carmen, and he always will. Wow. Now, fellas, let me say this to you. That ain't a statement you want to make to your wife about another woman. That ain't. Unless you're talking about your actual sister. All this play cousin, play sister, all this shit. Shut your mouth. Don't say that. He loves Carmen. He always will. He said that he told me everything about his past that I needed to know. Another outstanding line. I told you everything about my past that you needed to know. I agree with that. Everybody don't need to know everything. And no one tells everything, ladies.
True.
You don't tell everything about your past. So now he told her, I told you everything about my past that you need to know. There's some things about me you don't need to know. What do you think they're hiding? Should I talk to Carmen? Well, lady, let me ask you a question. Suppose Carmen tell you that they was lovers. Okay, now what you gonna do? Okay, but now since you think that and you suspect that, if they confirm that, what you gonna do? It was in his past.
But he
just didn't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's back and grabbing his earlobes and all of that.
Y'all don't want to let y'all open the door.
Oh, so now it's the wife's fault. Come on.
No, it's not the wife's fault. What I'm saying is this. Suppose you find out the information that they were lovers.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
What you gonna do? What now? What?
Well, that you're talking about.
You gonna get divorced?
You're talking about what happened in the past, but they still could be doing it though, because he told her he loved her.
That ain't what this letter's about.
She's grabbing his earlobe.
Grabbing the earlobe is not having sex, Shirley.
I know that.
No, it really is.
Yeah, but why is she so touchy-feely with her husband in her house and disrespecting her?
Because she was his big sister. She was his big sister.
You said your big sister didn't touch your earlobes unless it was in a what kind of way?
But listen to me. There was a time where she was acting as the big sister. So she could still do big sister stuff with him.
Yeah, but why is she mad at the wife? Why is she being mean to the
Shirley,
wife?
my question to you is, if you find out they were lovers, what's she gonna do? What's the letter for? What she want?
Well, there's nothing you could do about the past. I agree with that. They've already done it. It's been done.
Well, Shirley, her last question was, should I talk to Carmen?
Carmen's not going to tell her anything.
Well, I bet she will.
You think Carmen's going to tell her they were lovers?
But if you talk to Carmen, what if Carmen tells you that? What are you going to do with that information? This is what I'm trying to get at. She might get a
divorce. She might divorce him. She might.
For the past?
Not
That's
for the
stupid.
past, for what? No, it is stupid. But for right now. Okay, we gotta go. All right, you can comment on today's Strawberry Letter on Instagram and Facebook at Steve Harvey FM. You just like him because he told some good lies. Also, check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on the free iHeartRadio app. Coming up next, it is Tommy in for Junior and Sports Talk right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
The moment of truth has arrived. Ice Cube and the Big Three playoffs are live from Dallas this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Plus, the Monster Celebrity Game. Physical and fiercely competitive 3-on-3 basketball. Basketball played the way it's supposed to be. Watch Lance Stevenson, Dwight Howard, Glenn Rice Jr., Montez Harrell, Michael Beasley, and more fight to win the Dr. J Championship Trophy and their share of the $1 million finals purse. Big Three on CBS this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific.
All right, Steve, I guess this is going to be part 3 of the Strawberry Letter because you and I vehemently disagree on this one.
Okay, let me give you a quick update. A woman is married to a man who told her his life story. He was adopted. when he was 7 years old. He lived with a family, had a boy and a girl in it. They were so close, they were almost real brothers and sisters. Another girl came in when they was teenagers named Carmen, and who was more like a big sister to him. The woman that's married to this man didn't meet Carmen until 2 weeks before the wedding, and she wasn't nice to the lady at all. Told her husband, though, don't worry about it. She'll learn to love me like everybody else. And recently, she noticed that Carmen is more than a big sister figure to the husband. Overheard him telling Carmen that she's a good lover and take care of him just like she always has. And then the lady confronted her husband and said, I told him what I heard and I asked what it meant. Did it mean what I thought I meant? He didn't answer the question and said it's because he'd never lied to me about something like that. Outstanding.
You thought that was brilliant.
That was brilliant. I took it to mean that he and Carmen had crossed the line at some point over the years.
Did mean that.
And when she was at our house visiting, I noticed she grabbed my husband's earlobe a few times and she watched him walk out the room once or twice. I suspect something went down with them. My husband said it's not what you think, but he loves Carmen and he always will. And he told me everything about his past that I needed to know. Another outstanding line. What do you think they're hiding? Here's the question, see, ladies. The lady in the letter wants to know, what do you think they're hiding? And should I talk to Carmen? Well, lady, you already suspect that they crossed the line.
And they did.
So she wants to talk to Carmen to verify that. Because she wants to verify what she's thinking. She asked her husband. He said, I ain't going to answer that because I would never lie to you.
But that's not what she needs to be talking to Carmen about. She needs to be talking to Carmen about pulling his earlobe and disrespecting her.
That ain't what she said.
I know, but
the letter
I'm just telling
states,
her.
What do you think they're hiding? And should I talk to Carmen? She's trying to reaffirm the fact that she thinks they crossed the line before.
Yeah, but
and
she
if
already
that's
knows
the question, my question to you is, if you find out they crossed the line, what you gonna do?
No. Well, because this is the thing. If she crossed the line, she has to handle her differently. See, once you know your husband's ex is in your presence, she has to handle her differently. She can't be flirting with her husband in her house, disrespecting her. Period.
Yeah, she shouldn't have done it anyway. She shouldn't have done it anyway in her house. And that's the issue. She's asking the wrong question, the wife is. Period. She already knows they crossed the line.
Carmen got to go. You ain't coming up in my house.
No, I said that. Carmen is no longer welcome in this house.
Everybody don't get their earlobe pulled. Y'all know that. When you get your
earlobe pulled. Coming up at the top of the hour, Tommy, I'm ignoring
Carmen kind of fine, though.
We gotta go. Coming up at the top of the hour, a woman needs some advice because she hates her boyfriend's toes. We'll get into that right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.